do do do. After say Luca go. My head spins. I feel faint. Slowly the world reasserts itself. I have teleported to the lab development room. Ferris is standing next to me. Reading Steiner is telling me that the world line has changed. Additionally, the injuries the viral attackers inflicted on my body have vanished. So has the pain. Ferris is standing in the center of the room, looking around. The tears that were in her eyes just a moment ago are gone. Kyoma, do you know where Ferris's phone went, Nya? Just a moment ago, Ferris was fighting to hold back her tears, but that Ferris is no more. In her place is the usual cute, cheerful Ferris, with an impish smile on her face. I look at the phone in my hand. It's not my phone, but the one with several cute, girly cat doll phone straps attached. Here's your phone. Yeah. Ferris walks up to me with a teasing smile on her face. She pokes at my fingers with her index finger. Kyoma, did you see what was inside, Nya? Ferris gently takes her phone from my hand. If you did see it, then please forget about it, yeah? Can't let that cat out of the bag, yeah? Or else they will awaken, yeah? Come on, Kyoma. You're supposed to say something, yeah, like, who the hell are they, or something, yeah? I am sorry. Before we sent the email, Ferris said she didn't want to forget. And I lied. That she would surely remember. Kyoma's acting weird, yeah. You usually act all pompous and... Yeah. I embrace Ferris suddenly, pulling her to me as tightly as I can. I am sorry. Ferris remembers nothing. Nothing about her victory at the Rhinenet tournament. Nothing about our escape from the viral attackers. Nothing about her father riding up in his limousine to save her. Nothing about how we talked alone in her bedroom. Nothing. She remembers nothing. Everything that happened on that world line was undone. What happens to that world line, I don't know. Maybe, like Suzo said, it still exists as another possible world line. Or maybe it ceased to exist the moment I sent the email. You'd have to be a god to observe each and every world line, so it's pointless to worry about it. But one thing is clear. I can never return to that world line again. Ferris can never see her father again. Kyoma, this is really bold of you, Nya. Mayushi's in the next room. She'll find out, you know. I'm sorry. The only thing I can do is apologize. On this world line, Mayuri invited Ferris to come hang out at the lab. Apparently, she came to see a costume Mayuri had made. Ferris has work after this, so she soon leaves the lab. A good time to check the phone. Mayuri says, Kari-chan had a fight with her boyfriend. How do I get them to make up? Mayushi's never had a fight with anyone, so I think it's mysterious. I couldn't fight with the person I like. Seemingly, chat is non-existent, or cat, or however you want to. So fight, mysterious, person I like. I do think I should respond. I don't remember much about Kade-chan, but I think she's like the tomboyish one from Steins Gate Zero. Bro, this is Tomaholics Anonymous. How'd you know? Hey, Norm, what should I do? Should Should I respond with the fight prompt, the mysterious prompt, or the person I like prompt? Let's see here. I don't know if it'll let me, yeah, it'll let me see it first before I send it. That's because you're a gentle girl, Mayuri. Or, yes, it is mysterious. Why are people so cruel to each other? Or, since when do you have someone you like? I figured you'd put food before romance, lol. Obviously the fight prompt, show your dominance. Okay. Alright. But that's, I mean, it's not a very fight-like response, because, like, I think you just take the subject from the text. You take a keyword from the text that you, like, latch onto, and then you compose a message about it based on the character. You know, Okabe being the character in this one, so... If I picked the fight prompt, I'd respond to Kade-chan had a fight with her boyfriend. How do I make them make up? Blah, blah, blah. That whole thing. How do I get them to make up? Mayushi's never had a fight with anyone, so I think it's mysterious. I couldn't fight with the person I like. But the response of fight is, that's because you're a gentle girl, Mayuri. Is that a dominant thing? It isn't really, you're right. Not sure. That last one seemed the most true. Huh. See, I think latching onto the person I like subject is, like, the more emotional thing to focus on rather than fight. But if I had to pick the most emotional response, I'd say maybe it's this one, because he just came back. Okabe just came back from the world line where 4C was just, like, beating the crap out of him because he, you know, I don't know, defended the cat girl that 4C didn't like. Anyways, the last one seemed the most emotional. I'll go with you on this one. I mean, Bro, not the cat girl. Also, what is this phone? It's a flip phone from 2010. I don't know what's going on up here. That is a good point. I've never, like, looked at the phone's, like, intricacies, like messaging, eye for information, I suppose. Looks like a book maybe being opened, and there's a camera. Very interesting. Okay, Kade-chan had a fight with her boyfriend. How do I get them to make up? Mayushi's never had a fight with anyone, so I think it's mysterious. I couldn't fight with the person I like. Why would she think it's mysterious? I kind of want to go with this one. I'm gonna go with this one. Let me know what you think. Yes, it is mysterious. Why are people so cruel to each other? Plus, we don't know who Kade-chan is in this game. Like, in theory, this game came out before Steins Gate Zero, but Steins Gate Zero is in the beta world line, which is after the... Well, after is really weird when it comes to time travel. Okay, so the way this game works is they're trying to fix the problems they made in the first half of the game, which sends them into, like, deeper into the alpha world line, which makes the divergence meter go down from 1%. And so their goal is to get back to that 1% of divergence, and, like, I don't know. It's trying to rack my brain around this game is crazy. Yes, why are people cruel? Well, right on. All right, thanks for being the first person to ever help me with one of these phone link things, whatever you call them. Keep talking, I'm divergent. All right, little bro. Thanks for giving me what I want. Right on. After seeing Ferris off, I head towards the Yanabayashi Shrine. On the way, I stop at Chuodori and take a look around. They are back. The Moe stores exist again. Animate, Toranoana, Mandrake, Gamers, Lamatera, Melon Books, Isobit City. They've all returned to the streets of Akiba. There's a gigantic anime-themed banner hanging from the Sofmat building. Sofmap building. A Sofmat building. Maids walk the street, handing out leaflets. Cosplaying girls advertise in storefronts. But the return of this familiar scenery brings no relief to my heart. There's only pain, for everything I see confirms that Ferris has lost her father. But I can't stop here. I shake my head and hurry to the shrine. On the way, I notice that the satellite is missing from Radikan's rooftop. Of course it is. Suzuha is gone. The thought brings a new pang of grief to my heart. Before this is over, how much more pain will I shoulder? I pass beneath the archway and enter the silent courtyard. I walk up to the main building and jab the intercom. After a few presses, I get a reply. Yes? Who is... Okabe-san. Lukako comes out. Girly as always, even though he's a guy. No, wait. This Lukako is a genuine girl. Lukako. Someone should have donated an old computer to the shrine several years ago. Can you ask your dad about it for me? An old computer? I think Lukako went pale when I mentioned the computer. She lowers her face immediately, so I can't be certain. I'll go call my dad. Lukako hurries inside. It looks like she knows something. Lukako's dad soon appears. Oh, it isn't Hoen-kun. Thank you for taking care of my daughter. I rush the greeting and get down to business. If I'm not mistaken, there was an old computer donated to this shrine about 10 years ago. Do you know about it? Oh, I just saw your message. Yeah, pop off for now. Yeah, dude. Have a good time with your games. A good look at work. Yeah, play some games. Sure. I'll be here. Alright. An old computer. Why, yes. I do remember that. Really? Yes. Finally, I've returned to the world line with the IBN 5100. Please, I need to see it. Sure. Please wait here. Luca's dad heads inside the sanctuary in the back. Lukako has been silent this whole time. She keeps touching her hair and looking around nervously. Something is definitely wrong with her. Are you afraid of me, Lukako? Huh? I understand. I mean, I touched your naughty bits, I guess. Maybe not in this world line. Let's find out. Oh. Crap, I just made things more awkward. I didn't have to say it like that. I'm not afraid of you, Okabe-san. That was really embarrassing, though. Oh, so it did happen in this world. I get so mixed up. Every new chapter is a whole new experience based on memories I've encoded, so. Sorry. Okay. By the way, do you know about the IBN 5100? No. Lukako shakes her head in an unnatural way. I've never heard of it. But when I called you before, it sounded like you knew about it. No, Lukako is looking more and more uncomfortable. Maybe I'm pushing her too hard. I should back off. I did a terrible thing to this girl. So it might be best if I stop treating her as my disciple. I need to treat her like a lady from now on. If I don't, I could get sued for sexual harassment or charged with attempted rape or indecency or something. But how exactly do I treat her like a lady anyway? I just treat everyone the same, pretty much. So, You're not gonna wear the costume Mayuri made? Oh, no. Because it's embarrassing? Yes. Why is this girl so lacking in confidence? I guess she can't help it if it's in her nature. But didn't she say her reason for becoming a girl was to gain confidence in the first place? And yet, she's a girl now, but she still seems the same inside. That's strange. Luca's dad returns. His timing's good. My conversation with Lukako isn't going anywhere. Did you find it? I try asking just in case, but he looks confused. Obviously, something unexpected has happened. Well, I couldn't find it. You couldn't find it? I remember receiving an old computer, but it's not in the storehouse anymore. The IBM 5100 isn't here. I press my hands to my temples and stifle a groan. The world line is still twisted. The IBM 5100 is like a mirage floating in front of me. I could see it, but never reach it. Pardon my asking, but the PC was donated by Akiharumiha-san, correct? Huh? How did you know? Do you know her by any chance? We're friends. Rumiho-chan has grown up to be a splendid young lady, hasn't she? It was when she was still in elementary school. She came to visit with her butler, Kiroki-san. But why did that computer disappear? I thought someone might have stolen it, but everything else is untouched. And the lock wasn't broken. This contradicts Lukako's statement. Lukako said she didn't know about the IBM 5100. Luka, do you know anything about it? You've been cleaning the sanctuary the past few years, haven't you? Once again, Lukako hangs her head, almost shaking with fear. Her hands are trembling. Lukako, what's wrong? I try asking again, but she doesn't raise her head. I don't know anything. The look on her face betrays her. Lukako is lying. But why? Remember, she shouldn't even know about the IBM 5100. Why does she know? Because the world line changed. There's no other answer. Her D-mail must be the cause. In Ferris's case, I didn't know what her D-mail was about. But in Lukako's case, I already know what it is. I want to be a girl. The D-mail must have had influence beyond Lukako's sex, the butterfly effect. It somehow changed the location of the IBM 5100. It was like that with Suzuha and with Ferris. I can't help but think that the universe itself is keeping the IBM 5100 away from me. At any rate, when Lukako sent her D-mail, reading Steiner activated, meaning the D-mail changed the world line. If the IBM 5100 won't return to me on this world line, then my next step is to cancel Lukako's D-mail. In other words, I need to turn Lukako back into a guy. Suddenly, I feel dizzy. It's not heat stroke, and it's not reading Steiner. How am I going to explain this to Lukako herself? Just the other day, when I called Lukako a guy, she cried. Then Chris and Mary ganged up on me. Can I get Lukako to go back to being a guy without stirring up trouble? This is going to be tough. Maybe I should consult someone about this. At first, I considered consulting Kurisu, but I don't think I should talk to a girl this time. Let's think a little. I visit Tsunoji's room. The divergence meter is here. I need to know what it says. Canceling Ferris's email appears to have raised the value by about 0.05%. Little by little, I'm approaching the goal of 1% divergence. The number gives me courage. Afterwards, Tenoji recounts his memories of Hashida Suzu, just as he did on the previous world line. I stay until he's finished. It's past 6 p.m. when I get back to the lab. Colin. That's what it says in Japanese, but the English text says, "Welcome back, Rin." There are 2 girls in the lab, Ayori and Kurisu. Who is Karin? Well, welcome back flows so well into Okrin, doesn't it? When you put them together, it's doubly delicious. It's not delicious. It's a greeting I can only use for Okrin, so why not? Where's Daru? Probably at May Queen? May Queen. So that's back too. So when Ferris said she had work, she meant at May Queen. What about you, Mayuri? You work there too, don't you? Of course I do. You know that, Okrin. You're so weird. Mayoshi's taking a break to prepare for Gamema tomorrow. The timeline has been corrected, it seems. At least in part. I should stop by May Queen when I have time. I'll visit sometime when Mayuri and Ferris are working. I didn't realize it until it was gone, but I think I really like that maid cafe. Kurisu's reading a Western book. It's the same book as always. It's pretty hefty, so it must take a long time to read. I walk past her and enter the development room. There sits the time leap machine. Today's Saturday, the 14th of August. The first time Mayuri died, it happened on Friday the 13th. After Suzua's sacrifice changed the world line, Mayuri died on the 14th instead. Her death was delayed 24 hours exactly. If that pattern continues, her death on this world line should occur tomorrow, the 15th. Just to be safe, I should buy a few days with the time leap machine. I'll need time to solve the Lukaku problem. I should time leap right away. Just before entering the lab, I peeked into the Braun tube workshop. The 42-inch CRT was on, so there's no problem there. Still. Speaking of which, there is still no current, that is to say, current viewers, so I will make the choice myself. However, should I go back in time now, or should I? See, the internet doesn't have all the answers, so I can't just Google this. However, I don't know for sure that she'll die on the 15th, and that information would be useful, so let's just wait it out, as much as it sucks to have to go through another Mayuri death scene. Will Mayuri really die on the 15th? I don't have solid proof. Maybe there is no pattern and it's just in my head. Maybe Mayuri dies today. Maybe she dies tomorrow. What if I want... What I want more than anything is for that to never happen. What happens to Mayuri on this world line? I mustn't let my guard down, not until the IBN 5100 is back in my possession. At the same time, however, I want to know what happens to Mayuri on this world line. There's still a chance, however small, that she won't die. No, don't hesitate. Hesitation could lead to an irreparable mistake. I don't want to see Mayuri die again. To see the light fade from her eyes, it's too painful. So I won't confirm Mayuri's death. I don't want to. All I can do is assume the worst. Retrieving the IBM 5100 is the only sure way to prevent her death. I must not rest until then. I need to time leap now. I can always time leap later. I put away my phone and take a deep breath. I don't want to sacrifice anyone else. I know it's unreasonable, but I want to hope that nothing will happen on this world line. A foolish dream perhaps, but still. Nothing happens on the 14th. Moeka's group doesn't appear at the lab, and Mayuri doesn't get involved in any incidents. Accidents? So far, so good. The problem is tomorrow. The time is 7:30 p.m. My preparations are complete. The time leap machine is set. Mod Snake is primed. And the remote control for the TV downstairs is ready. It's all second nature to me now. Kamama started today, so Mayuri's been in Ariake since this morning. I told Dara not to come to the lab today, but to keep an eye on Mayuri instead. So even if Moeka's group shows up here, they have a low chance of killing Mayuri. Will the Rounders come on this world line? We'll soon find out. 7:35. The door isn't kicked open. Instead, my phone rings. It's Daru. Hello? Daru? Uh-oh. Sorry, immersion broke. Something's wrong. Hi. What happened? Daru. Some guys came out of nowhere. They took Mayushi. I think they wanted me. I ran. But Mayushi. What do I do, Okarin? It's the Rounders. They kidnapped her. And then they probably killed her. To them, Mayuri's expendable. I grind my teeth in frustration. It didn't work. I still haven't averted Mayuri's death. I tossed Moed's snake onto the couch. The preparations were a waste. Mayuri died somewhere else. I hang up and walk to the development room. I won't let you kill Mayuri. And so, once more, I send my memories to the past. Well, that just proves that, doesn't it? Now we know for sure. An unpleasant sound pierces my ears. My vision ripples, my flesh and my soul momentarily feel separate. I grab my right wrist, I close my eyes, take deep breaths, and wait for my pulse to return to normal. The worst is over. All that's left is a headache. Now, I have my answer. Mayuri's death is still fixed. Just as in my heart I knew it would be. The change merely delayed it by another 24 hours. I need to cancel Lukako's email. I sit down on a pipe chair and try to come up with a plan. Nothing. I've been searching for a way to tell Lukako the truth, but every mental simulation I run ends with her in tears. I suppose that's to be expected. After all, I've already seen it happen once. I mistook Lukako for a guy, and she ended up in tears. I mean, Lukako cries at it, just about anything. To broach the subject now would be like poking an open wound. Damn, it looks like I have no choice but to ask Risu. She's a girl, so she should understand how Lukako feels. I call Kurisu out to the bench in front of the Brawn Tube workshop. We're alone. This seems serious. Yes, I have a difficult problem that requires delicacy to resolve. Delicacy? It's like the exact opposite of what anyone expects from you. That's why I want to ask a girl. Plus, you're my assistant, so I need you to save my ass this instant. Oh, yo. Why do you need to ask a girl anyway? I give her the rundown, including how many times I have time leaped, and what happened with Suzuha and Ferris. How many times I have to explain this to her. Now, who knows? This time, she believes me more readily than I expected. The only thing she doesn't believe is the story about Lukako. Shiribara-san is actually a guy. That's totally ridiculous. But it's the truth. It was the truth. So basically, she wrinkles her brow in thought. She looked like Hashida? Crap. I got a mental image there for a second. Judging by her expression, so did Kurisu. Ugh. We grimace. Unacceptable. There's no way such a cute girl is a guy. Hey, hold your horses. I never said that Lukuko looked like a guy. He actually looked pretty much the same. He was always androgynous, so much you couldn't help but think he was secreting excess female hormones or something. As a result, I didn't even notice when Lukuko became a girl at first and made a fatal mistake. He looked like she does now? Kurisu's gaze wanders for a bit. Acceptable. What? Anyway, you want to turn her back into a guy? Unless we do, Mayuri dies. Mayuri's life is tied to Urashibara-san's gender. That's so crazy, it doesn't seem real at all. Have you come up with a solution? Of course. I'll have Lukuko turned back into a guy. I don't know if she's going to appreciate that. That's why I'm consulting you, so I can find a way to do this while hurting her the least. I take a mouthful of Dr. P in a vain attempt to quiet my frustration. If only I hadn't been so careless. I shouldn't have let so many people send emails. This is my punishment. I must shoulder the pain of everyone who used the email, Suzuha, Ferris, and now Lukuko. Regret won't change anything. There's only one piece of advice I can give. Christina sighs, blowing her bangs. Don't say anything to Urashibara-san. I guess Urashibara-san. Yeah, I guess I could just... Yeah, okay, so I don't know about Shinyobi, or however you pronounce that word, but Urashibara-san seems easier to pronounce if I fixate on rush in the middle, as in Urashibara-san. 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 Something like that. What do you mean? Based on what you've told me, you have the advantage this time. You already know the contents of the email. So you don't have to tell him. You don't have to tell Urashibara-san. Just send the cancellation email. You mean pose as Lukuko and send the mail to her mother myself? If the world line changes, then that will all be undone. In which case, ethical concerns don't really matter. The end justifies the means, a philosophy worthy of a scientist. Just one problem. I don't know her mother's pager number. What? Are you an idiot? Why didn't you write it down? I didn't think I would need it. Kurisu clicks her tongue. She rubs her brow with her fingers while muttering and thinking. What if you just ask for the pager number directly? Think up a good excuse. That's going to look suspicious. What are you so scared of? It's not the vain and arrogant Okabe I know. Vain and arrogant. That was uncalled for. I don't have time to be Huin Kyoma now. Just make up some nonsense like you always do. I mean, you know how gullible she is, right? Wow, I hate myself for saying that. I'm a bad girl. Kurisu hangs her head. Maybe I should tell her the truth. Sincerity will work better than underhanded tricks, I think. A mad scientist? Sincere? That's a good one. It's more like you to say, I'll brainwash her. I'm being serious, damn it. I will shoulder Lukuko's pain. That is my responsibility. When I cancel that email, the fact that she was a girl will be undone. I'm the only one who can carry that burden. So, what are you talking to me for? Go to her now and tell her what you told me. Yeah, you're right. That's my only choice. As always, there are only a few worshippers at the shrine. I guess that's how it keep. That's how it can keep its dignified silence, even though it's less than a 10-minute walk from Akibahara Station. Okabe-san. Lukako is sweeping the courtyard. I'm sorry. I left Samidara in my room. No. That's okay. Really? Well, crap. Now that we're face to face, I can't bring myself to tell her the truth. Is something wrong? What? Well, I recall Lukako's crying face. She looked very sad when I called her a guy. If possible, I don't want to make her cry again. No, why am I acting so weak? I can't stop here. I swore I would do anything to save Mayuri. And when Lukako said he wanted to be a girl, he probably only said it out of curiosity. If I explain everything properly, I doubt she'll refuse to become a guy again. Lukako? Yes? I grab her by the shoulders and pull her close. Lukako's cheeks instantly turn bright red. Please listen carefully. The truth is, you used to be a guy. No reaction. Or so I thought. Then tears start welling up in Lukako's eyes. You're saying that again? Damn, I made her cry again. But this time, I don't back down. Listen, unless you turn back into a guy, Mayuri will die. I explain everything. About time travel. About the D-mail Lukako sent. About Mayuri's fate. About how to avoid it. I talk and talk without pause for breath. Finally, I'm done. You're joking, right? Her voice is trembling. I can't believe any of it. This is more role-playing, right? You're being Kiyoma-san, right? Right? She backs away from me, shaking her head. I don't like that backstory. It hurts. And I think it would hurt Mayuri-chan too. I know you're confused, hearing this so suddenly, but it's all true. I've witnessed her death countless times. I'm sorry. I know I'm being selfish, but I'm begging you to save Mayuri. I need you to become a guy again. Please tell me you're joking, Okabe-san. I can't possibly be a guy. I don't want to be. I've always been a girl, ever since I was born. This is cruel. And why do I have to hear it from you, of all people? I'm so embarrassed. This isn't right. Lukako covers her face with both hands to snuff out her sobs. What's to be embarrassed about? I have a harder time thinking of you as a girl anyway. Lukako jerks like someone poked her with a cattle prod. Her crying has stopped. What did I do? That's how you of me. What? I couldn't hear you. She lowered her hands and looks at me. Then she smiles, a soft, sorrowful smile. So that's how you think of me. Then Lukako shakes off my hands and runs away. Lukako! Wait! She doesn't stop even when I call her. She disappears into the shrine office. It turned out just as my mental simulations predicted. I sigh and leave the shrine, dejected. I need to come up with a plan. When I get back to the lab, I take Kurisu out to the bench and explain what happened. Kurisu listens with an annoyed expression the whole time. When I finish, she glares at me and says, "You raised a flag." What are you talking about? Don't you get it? You raised a flag. Or I guess you could say you tripped over a flag that was already raised. You mean a death flag? What? It's a romance flag, genius. What? A romance flag? Urashibara-san likes you. Kurusu thrusts her finger at me. When her beloved Huin Kyoma told her she was a guy, it tore her pure maidenly heart into tiny pieces. In other words, your plan was a massive failure. She sure is calm when it's my neck on the line. Love is trouble. There's no formula for calculating people's feelings. Too many unknowns to solve for. She shakes her head like she can't imagine anything worse. Has this girl never been in love? The direct approach was a mistake. It'll be even harder to persuade her now. You should think of another way this time, like asking her mother directly. Though I'm sure the Urashibara-san family already thinks of you as a man who made their daughter cry, so they might have their guard up. Lukako likes me. I don't want to believe it. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, but... when do you think I first set off that romance flag? How should I know? I mean, think about it. Lukako was a guy last week. If he already liked me at that point, then... Uh-oh. That's just your perspective. From everyone else's perspective, she was always a girl. It makes perfect sense. Think in terms of the current world line. Right? It makes perfect sense. Still? Anyway, there's a bigger problem. Will changing Urashibara-san's gender to male really bring the IBN 5100 back? Something is different from the previous world line. According to Lukako's father, the IBN 5100 was definitely at the Yanabayashi shrine. Suzuha gave it to Ferris' dad. After he died, Ferris donated it to the Yanabayashi shrine. That sequence is the same as on the world line where I obtained the IBN 5100. So you're gradually approaching the original world line. You know, I've been thinking, you really shouldn't be able to change the world line so easily. What makes you say that? I mean, there are 6 billion people in the world. It doesn't make sense that switching a single person's gender could cause such a huge change in the world line. According to Suzuha, taking different actions after a time leap will only change divergence by about 0.0000001%, if at all. But when I canceled Ferris' email, there was a 0.05% change. 0.05 is pretty big. What did Amane-san have to say about that? The year 2010 is a major attractor field junction, and the key is whether or not I obtain an IBN 5100. Maybe that divergence meter actually measures your distance to the IBN 5100. In any case, what you're saying is that all of the D-mails we sent had an influence on the IBN 5100's location somehow. There were also some D-mails that didn't activate reading Steiner. So just cancel the D-mails that activated reading Steiner, and the IBN 5100 might come back to you. The remaining D-mails were sent by Lukako and Kirimoeka. I don't want to see that woman again if I can help it. In any case, I should focus on Lukako right now. So, what should I do about Lukako? Just go out with her. Seriously? If there's nobody you like, then there's no reason not to, is there? Get close and help her work through her feelings. Then she'll probably tell you what you need to know. Mayuri dies in 2 days. I don't have time for that touchy-feely stuff. Suddenly, Carissa's expression turns grave. Only consider this as a last resort. If you're willing to hurt Urashibara-san, you can always take the information by force. She'll forget after the world line changes, won't she? In that case, I think it's a valid option. But only when compared to Mayuri's death. I hate myself for suggesting this. No, you're right. I need to consider every possible option. But I don't want to do that if there's any other choice. I'm not saying this for myself. From my perspective, when the world line changes, everything until that point becomes undone. But what about from Lukako's perspective? What if this world line continues after I leave it behind? The Lukako of this world line will have to live with what I did to her. That possibility exists. Suzuha said it's not the case, but there's no way to be sure. And since I can't confirm or deny that possibility, I don't want to use Kurisu's last resort. Besides, I have the time leap machine. And as long as I have it, I can repeat the days before Mayuri's death forever. Of course, there's still the danger of a time leap failure. In any case, the first thing I should do is have an honest talk with the girl in question. I hear the tweeting of small birds outside the window. It's nice and cool early in the morning, even though it's the middle of summer. Too bad the cicadas are already chirping. The sunlight's not too strong yet. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. I was up all night thinking about Lukako. Okarin! Ah, there you are. Mayuri enters the room and looks at me with a disapproving pout. She didn't say, "Tuturu." It's rare to see her in such a bad mood. You're early. It's still 8. Something happened today? I'm here to scold you, Okarin. She gives me a glare that's more cute than frightening. She's never been very good at getting angry. Mayoshi's very disappointed in you. Mayuri puffs out her cheeks and thrusts a finger at me. What did I do? You can't fool me, Okarin. You made Luka-chan cry, didn't you? How did you... Luka-chan told me. She said you said she was a guy. Damn. Those two are close friends. I should have known Lukako would go to Mayuri first. Why would you say such a mean thing, Okarin? Mayuri, it doesn't involve you. This is a serious, confidential matter involving the organization. It does too involve me. Luka-chan is Mayoshi's friend. If you don't tell me, we're not friends anymore, okay? I'm gonna quit being a lab mem. This is the first time I've ever seen Mayuri so angry. I'm not sure how to deal with this, honestly. Why did you say such a mean thing? I did it to save you, but I can't say that. I don't have it in me to tell this innocent girl that she's fated to die in just 2 days. Come to think of it, it was a mistake to tell Lukako about Mayuri's murder. Was it? That's what... I did make sure to tell Lukako not to breathe a word of it. You're worried about something, aren't you? She's sharp, even though she never seems to be thinking anything. I can tell. I've been watching you longer than anyone, Okarin. And yesterday, you talked with Chris-chan for a long time, didn't you? If something's wrong, you should talk to Mayoshi too, okay? I want to help too, okay? Now let's go apologize to Luka-chan. Will you do that for me? Mayoshi will come too. So let's... Okarin. Come now, Mayuri. Me? Worry? Don't be ridiculous. I am an insane mad scientist. Huen Kyum. I have nothing to worry about. All I have is the hunger for chaos. Okarin. I can't tell Mayuri. I can't. Even if Mayuri hates me for it. Something important? What? Okabe-san, I have something important to talk to you about. Please come to the shrine when you can. I'll be waiting, please, Lukako. I told her everything yesterday, including about Mayuri's death. Perhaps after sleeping on it, she finally decided to believe my story? Yes. Alright. I get up from the sofa. Where are you going? Mayoshi's not done talking. I'm going to Lukako's. Really? You're going to apologize? Then let Mayoshi come too. No. That will just make it harder. I put my hand on Mayori's shoulder. Please, take care of the lab while I'm gone. Mayori's shoulders droop. She looks sad for some reason, but she lets me go. When I reach the shrine, I find Lukako standing alone in the courtyard. She's dressed in regular clothes instead of her Miko garb. She still hasn't noticed me. Lukako stands still in the silent courtyard. The only movement comes from the trees swaying in the summer breeze. It's like a scene from a movie. I stop and watch in fascination. Finally, Lukako turns around. Our eyes meet. I awkwardly clear my throat and walk towards him. Her. Lukako bows her head. You came. Thank you. We stare at each other in silence. Crap, this is awkward. I can't stand the silence, so I try to start the conversation. What did you tell Mayuri? Sorry, but Mayuri-chan's the only one I could talk to about this. I mean, how much did you tell her? I kept most of it a secret, especially the stuff about her dying. That's a relief. Do you still think I am joking? Lukako shakes her head. She believes me? You said you had something important to talk about, yeah? I'm trying to be gentle, but for some reason I wind up talking like Ferris. I really don't know how to deal with Lukako now that she's a girl. Lukako takes a deep breath, as if to prepare herself. Her face is turning red for some reason. She opens her mouth to speak, then closes it again. This continues for several cycles. What's wrong with her? Her tension is getting to me. My heart starts pounding like an alarm bell. Yes? I want to ask. Yes? Okabe-san, about what you said yesterday. Yeah? I believe you. That's great. So she's willing to go back to being a guy, even though I hurt her feelings. For her to believe me in spite of that makes me happy. Pretty happy. But something's strange about Lukako. She still looks wound up pretty tight. In fact, it's gotten worse. Now she looks on the verge of tears. So, well, in exchange for becoming a guy again, in exchange, she wants something in return? I wasn't expecting this. For today and tomorrow, we can stop before Mayuri-chan is in danger. What? What is she talking about? My throat goes dry. I'm so tense and I don't know why. So, please be my... I couldn't hear you. One more time. Lukako's voice was even softer than ever. So soft that I couldn't hear her from here. Please be my... No good. I still can't hear her. Speak up. I'll do anything I can. Boy... And... What? Please be my boyfriend. What? B-O-Y-F-R-A-N-D. It takes me a while to process the word. Meanwhile, Lukako starts squirming and fidgeting. She refuses to look me in the eye. My heart is pounding. What's going on? What did she say to me? B-O-Y-F-R-I-E-N-D. Boyfriend. Boyfriend. She wants me to be her boyfriend until tomorrow? What? No. What? Why? Without asking, without thinking, I ask the worst possible question. Lukaku curls up even smaller. I like you. Her voice is as small as the buzzing of a mosquito, but it has all the courage she can muster. I feel my heart tighten at those words. Silence. More silence. What? Wait just a second. This is too sudden. I mean, maybe it's not sudden exactly. I've known about Lukaku's feelings since yesterday when Kirsty told me about the romance flag. But still, I didn't think it would come to this. My mind goes blank. I can't think straight. Lukaku hangs her head, waiting for my answer. She looks so cute and innocent. I feel myself drawn to... No. That's wrong. That's just wrong. I am not attracted to Lukaku. Let me think about it. Give me 5 minutes. I turn and flee like a scared rabbit. I'm so embarrassed. I can't look back. 10 minutes later, I get back to the lab. Mayuri's eating a red bean bun. Covered in nanites. I'm just kidding. Okurin, how'd it go? Did you apologize to Luka-chan? Yeah. So put the juicy chicken #1 in the microwave and nuke it so that the D-mail's basically ABC and... What? The microwaves was developed by knights of the Rosicrucian order who used alchemy, meaning that the sound of the chime is the brainwashing device, while the chime itself actually doesn't have any meaning at all. What? Okurin's broken. I mutter incoherently as I set up the time leap machine. I'm sorry, I can't focus because of the nanites on toast, apparently. Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing? Making a tactical retreat. Retreat? How far do I go? As far as I can. Yeah, that's it. Far. Far away from here. I jump all the way back to August 11th, the limit of the time leap machine's range. When I am done, Kurisu is standing before me, fiddling with the phone wave name subject to change his wiring. Stop staring, you're distracting me. How many times do I have to tell you? She's still working on the time leap machine upgrade. I know I shouldn't interrupt her, but there's nobody else I can rely on. Genius neuroscientist, I need to talk to you. Make it short. I want you to come with me to the Yanabayashi Shrine. Tell me why. If it's a date or something, then I refuse. Huan Kyoma does not go on dates, much less with his assistant. Ridiculous. She's glaring like she's gonna kill me. Let's leave the jokes aside for now. So, I need you to explain the differences between the male brain and the female brain. What? I briefly explained my situation and what happened with Lukaku before I left. How many times have I explained this to Kurisu now? Oh, Kabe-san. And Makase-san? Did you come to pray? Not exactly. Actually, we have something to talk to you about, Yurashibara-san. This is the strategy I thought up. Its name is Operation Christina. Lukaku reacts differently to me. I already know she'll have a breakdown if I tell her she's a guy. But she's not too familiar with Kurisu, and they're both girls, so it should be easier if Kurisu tells her. That's why I persuaded Kurisu to handle it. So I wait behind Kurisu and watch silently. What might that be? Lukako is shy. He was distant with me back when we first met. And I can see she's made a small wall between herself and Kurisu now. On the other hand, Kurisu's very calm. Truly reliable. Kurisu puts on a gentle smile and begins her explanation. Did you know, male and female brains are very different? What? Hey. Male brains are right dominant, female brains are left dominant. Yeah? By the way, the right brain handles image processing, spatial processing, and comprehensive judgment. The left brain handles things like language and calculation. The right and left brains are connected by the corpus callosum, which is more developed in females. You know how people say that girls are better at multitasking? That can be explained by the development of the corpus callosum. What? What the hell is she talking about? Actually, these tendencies are kind of fringe. They're not really credible. So, if you don't mind, I'd like to do an experiment. An experiment? I want to try mapping your brain patterns to see if they're more female or male. What is mapping? Lukako is clearly frightened. Brainwave mapping. We just take a sample of your brainwaves. Anyway, you'll understand if you try it, okay? Okay? It won't hurt a bit. No thanks. It'll be okay, I promise. It won't hurt a bit. Just come to the lab and we'll... What kind of perverted old man are you? I lightly chop Kurisu on the head. What? Don't you what me? What did we come here for? What are you going to do if you scare Lukako away? I'm just treating her like a valuable test sub... Go back to the lab, you experiment-loving girl. Yeah, okay. So that's the thanks I get for going out of my way to help you. I'm gone. You're on your own now. Kurisu leaves the shrine with squared shoulders, muttering darkly to herself. What was Makase-san talking about? Well, basically, do I have to explain it myself after all? You're actually a guy. The result is the same, of course. I hear the tweeting of small birds outside the window. It's morning now. It's nice and cool early in the morning, even though it's the middle of summer. Too bad the cicadas are already chirping. The sun's not too strong yet. This is the second time I've woken up like this, though the date was different the first time. In any case, my mental state is exactly the same as back then. Through the front door, I hear someone stomping up the stairs. I jump up, thinking it's Moeka, but then I realize who it is. Okarin, there you are. Mayuri enters and greets me with a disapproving pout. Originally, Mayuri was supposed to stay over at the lab, but last night she got a call from someone and left in a hurry. She probably went to see Lukako. Mayoshi's very disappointed in you. Mary puffs out her cheeks and thrusts a finger at me. Of course. I sigh in frustration. Before I time-leaped, this happened on the 14th. Today is the 12th. Since I explained the situation to Lukako early, it looks like Mayuri's protest came early too. You made Luka-chan cry, didn't you? Luka-chan told me. You said she was a guy. Why would you say such a mean thing, Okarin? I'm going to see her now, so don't worry. Really? Thank goodness. If you weren't gonna apologize, then Mayushi was never gonna talk to you again. That mail should come any minute now. It actually came. It says the exact same thing as last time, but I'll read it again. Okabe-san, I have something important to talk to you about. Please come to the shrine when you can. I'll be waiting, please. If I go to Yanabayashi Shrine now, Lukoko will confess her love and ask me to be her boyfriend. But please be my boyfriend. But this time, I thought ahead. Christina! Christina! I start yelling at the development room and begin to hear the sounds of someone moving inside. Is Chris-chan sleeping? She worked all night, so you shouldn't wake her up. I know, but I have to do this. Christina, please, wake up. Shut up. Karisu comes out of the development room with sleepy eyes. Chris-chan! Last night she fell asleep at the desk. The sleeves of her clothes left a mark on her cheek. Her hair's frayed. Her eyes are red. She rubs those red eyes. What is it? I'm going to Yanabayashi Shrine. Come with me. It's time for Operation Christina 2. Until the 15th. We can stop before Mayuri-chan is in danger. So, please be my and boy and but please be my boyfriend. Same as before. Only this time I have to be a boyfriend for 4 days instead of just 2. I guess you could say it's a bold proposal. Fortunately, I came prepared. It's time to set Operation Christina 2 into motion. Last time, things got complicated when I asked that experiment-loving girl to the conversation. This time, I had her watch things from the shadows near the staircase. Excuse me, I need a moment. I turn my back to Lukoko and call Kurisu. Sup, you filthy normal. Ooh, say normal. Think about how I feel for once. Did you hear what Lukoko said just now? No. Fill me in. You weren't listening? How am I supposed to listen from all the way over here? She confessed. Until the 15th. Then back to manhood. Roger. And why are you asking me? Just grant Yorishibara-san's wish. But it's Lukako. What's wrong with her? I mean, look how cute she is. But she's a... Her being a guy might just be your imagination. From my perspective, she's always been a girl. Just give up. Bye. Wait. She hung up. Damn. Why did I even bring her along? What a useless assistant. I stuff my phone into my pocket and head back to Lukako. Were you on the phone with Makase-san? Huh? Oh, yeah. Oh. You looked like you were having fun. Nonsense. Is this pressure? Is she applying psychological pressure? So... Lukako fidgets restlessly. Your answer? Please be my boyfriend? A 4-day trial relationship. Will those 4 days feel long or short? I mean, sure, Lukoko is cute. She's very slender and delicate, especially around the waist, and her skin is as white as alabaster. Even when Lukoko was a guy, I occasionally found myself mesmerized by his girlish demeanor. Biologically, the current Lukoko is a girl. So even if we do stuff, there shouldn't be a problem. But still, I'm on a mission to change Lukoko back into a guy. I need to accomplish that mission to save Mayuri. If I go out with a girl Lukoko and fall in love with her, then will I be able to treat Guy Lukoko like I used to? If I forget he's a guy and lose my self-control, it could result in complications. Going out with the current Lukoko isn't the problem. I mean, I still have my reservations, but cuteness is justice, right? The real source of my hesitation is the thought of what happens afterwards. The problem isn't Lukoko, but my own heart. Besides, I'm supposed to be saving Mayuri, not going out on dates. But on the other hand, Lukoko's cooperation is essential to save Mayuri. I won't get anywhere if I reject Lukoko and make her cry. For the sake of my goal, I must overcome the problems of my heart. I'll do it. I'll take Lukoko's deal. But if we're going to do this, I tell myself, there's one rule that you must follow. You must not fall in love with Lukoko. Even if it means trampling on her heart, you must not fall in love. Fall in love, and you could end up walking the forbidden path. Lukoko is a guy, a guy, a guy, a guy, a guy. Also a moment of silence. Guy. And you don't forget it. Just don't forget. Very well. I'll go out with you, but only until the 15th. Tears immediately fall from Lukoko's eyes. What? Why are you crying? I'm happy. I wasn't sure that you'd say no. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Her face is red. Her eyes are wet with tears, yet she's really happy. Seeing her like this, all shy and embarrassed, but happy at the same time, makes me feel... She's too cute. I must fall in love. But I'm about to. Why does every single one of her actions have to be so cute? She must be doing it on purpose. There's no other way. Lukoko's cuteness is a terror to the universe. Okabe-san? What? Lukoko wipes her tears away. Tomorrow? A day? Da? What does she mean there? Please take me on a date. What did you say? A date? True. When a couple goes somewhere together, that's called a date. It would really be a dick move if I refused to go on a date right after we started going out. Okay, but where? Doesn't look like she got a place in mind. I want to go where you want to go, Okabe-san. I want to know more about the places you frequent, Okabe-san. So in other words, she wants me to decide for her. It's really unfair to be so cute. People will forgive you for anything you say. I scratched my head in thought. Then I'll come up with something by tomorrow. For now, I just want to get out of this sickeningly sweet atmosphere that's brewing. We arrange to meet tomorrow morning. Then I quickly leave the shrine behind. I breathe a sigh of relief at the sparsity of pedestrians on Mensabayashi Bridge. Well, Kurisu is walking behind me. She was completely useless. Did you agree to go out with her? Well, I can kind of guess based on Yuri Barash's son's reaction. Wait, you saw that? You told me to watch, didn't you? Oh, yeah. I was expecting her to give me advice. Guess I should have known better. We're going on a date tomorrow. Yeah? Kurisu makes a small nasal sound. She hasn't been making eye contact. Our insane mad scientist is dating a high school girl. That's not insane at all. Damn you, Kurisu. Must you always be so cynical? Let's just ignore her and get to the lab. But just as I quicken my pace, she grabs my shoulder and pulls me back. I almost fall down backwards. What was that for? Sorry. I didn't mean to be so snippy. I'm just a little irritated. Kurisu doesn't tell me what she's irritated about. Instead, she starts rubbing her temples. You made this choice to save Mayuri, so I'll change my way of thinking too. Anyway, do you have any plans for your date tomorrow? Date plans. I told Lukuko I'd come up with something by tomorrow. So far, I've made no progress. I can't help but feel uneasy about the whole thing, even though I'm doing it to save Mayuri. Well, do you? This calls for Hu and Kyoma. I have only one thing to say, assistant mine. I am the great Hu and Kyoma, the mad scientist with an IQ rivaling that of Isaac Newton himself. And? Naturally, as a mad scientist, I have no interest in this thing mortals call love. My incredible brain is devoted to the destruction of the system that controls the world and the birth of a new age of chaos. You're obviously a virgin, thank you very... Pretend you didn't just hear that. Damn you, assistant. How dare you point out the truth so bluntly? I won't forget this insult. Sorry. And what about you? Your experience must be vast indeed if you think you can lecture me about it. I don't miss Christina's grimace. That's what I thought. You spend all your time on research, so you've got zero experience, don't you? You must have been awfully lonely in America, huh? Shut up. What's wrong with being a virgin? The genius girl who cried virgin at the center of Akiba. I wouldn't be surprised to see it plastered across the blogosphere. Thankfully, it's early morning, but there are still a few pedestrians grinning at Kurisu. Let's get out of here. Kurisu starts running, hurrying away. What's important for a first date is to make a good impression. An unclean appearance is out of the question. A haircut is especially important. Long hair looks dirty, so it's no good. For clothes, you should wear something exactly the right size. Though it may be trendy, especially in Akiba, for young men to wear baggy clothes, it looks sloppy, so it's not good. Why exactly am I in a maid cafe, getting date advice from my younger assistant, who is also a girl? On the first date, conversation tends to break due to mutual nervousness. What's important is to play conversation catch. One-sided conversations aren't fun for the other side. Girls especially like to talk, so the guy should try to keep the conversation going. Not just by listening. Throwing in appropriate responses is also necessary. Responsiveness gives the girl the impression that you're really listening to her. Basically, you need to be the opposite of yourself. Anyway, focus on acting normal for now. No more of that idiotic laughter. You're too heavy-handed with girls. You talk too pompously. You fire off nonsensical delusions. Hey, you're just reading out of a dating manual. So you've got no right to look down on me, you American virgin. Since neither of us knows anything about romance, we're studying out of a dating manual we bought on the way here. Who are you calling an American virgin? Who else but you? Yeah, sure thing, virgin. There's a saying. A fortress is judged by how many attacks it repulses. A soldier is judged by how many fortresses he takes. That's not a saying. Don't look so proud of yourself. You're right. This is a dumb argument. Anyway, this dating manual actually says some pretty interesting things. Kurisu flips through the manual on top of the table. Like, when walking down the street, be sure to put yourself between your date and the road, or whatever you do, don't make the girl pay for anything. Okay, for your date tomorrow, make sure you follow all of these rules. I wonder if I can really be that careful. And after that, there's carry a clean handkerchief. Spread it out when the girl goes to sit on a park bench. I am not her butler. But that's what the book says. When it's time to eat, avoid fast food of all kinds. Family restaurants are borderline acceptable. Anything else depends on your budget. Family restaurants are borderline? Where are the family restaurants in Akiba? Arrive at the meeting place at least 15 minutes early. Tardiness is unacceptable. 15 minutes early. Then, you just need to decide where to take her. Movies, art galleries, strolling through town, and food are all safe. I see. It's easier than I thought. I was under the impression that a first date required going to a beautiful beach resort, exchanging your first kiss bathed in the light of the setting sun and stuff like that. That's really romantic. I mean, that's virgin imagination at full throttle. You've read too much manga. You too. Besides, your date's a minor, so don't even think about bringing her to a hotel, okay? What do you take me for? That way lie forbidden lusts. Not to mention, Lukako's such an innocent girl. If I brought her to a hotel, she'd probably faint from shock. That just about covers it. Well, was my lecture helpful? You mean the manual's lecture? Anyway, strolling around town counts as a date, huh? In that case, I don't have to waste money. Nya. Kyoma, are you going on a date, nya? Ferris comes to our table, carrying drinks. Thanks for waiting. I'll prepare your iced coffee, nya. As usual, she pours in milk and syrup right in front of me. Kurisu watches this with great interest. I guess this is her first time at a maid cafe. Is Mayushi the lucky girl, nya? Ferris winks at me playfully while staring at Kurisu's iced coffee. Why would you think that? Nya? Not her, nya? Then... Ferris looks at Kurisu. Is it her, nya? What? No, she is my assistant. Kurisu and I exchange glares sharper than a sword's blade. I swear, sparks are flying. Then some other girl, yeah? Kyoma, you tomcat. You're making moves on too many girls, yeah? Oh, so you're making moves on too many girls, huh? What nonsense. Well, I guess I did hug Ferris. But that was on the 14th, so when I time leaped to the 12th, it was undone. I shake off a pang of loneliness and return to the conversation. Okay, I gotta check mail before the conversation starts, so I'm not a bad boyfriend. You seem down lately, Okurin. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard? The next day finds me strolling around Akiba with Lukako. So, where to next? Event number 1. Lunch at a family restaurant is already complete. I took care of the bill, and now we're back out in the heat. I've got the entire day planned out in my head. The next event is... How about we take a walk around town? Okay. It's Obon holiday, so Akiba is crowded. To avoid the crowds, we end up walking through the back streets. My plan is to walk with Lukako all the way to Ueno and back. That should be enough, right? I walk quickly. This conversation thing isn't going so well. I tried to follow the guide's advice and be a good listener, but Lukako is silent by nature. She doesn't really start talking on her own. Even at the family restaurant, the words we exchanged were mostly just things like, "It's crowded today," and "It's delicious," and "It was delicious." And I think it was a mistake to just wander around. Especially since we've ended up in a residential area with no interesting scenery whatsoever. Okabe-san? Lukako speaks up. She's a few steps behind me. Yeah? I stop and turn around. Lukako catches up, and we start walking together again. Do you remember about the first time you and I met? Yeah. Of course, what I actually remember is how I met the male Lukako. It was during Golden Week in May. I was searching Akiba for materials to build a new future gadget when I saw Lukako in his Miko garb, surrounded by some cameramen. But please stop. I can't. But please, let me take just one photo. That cosplay is super moe. I've never seen such a cute Miko cosplayer before. This isn't cosplay. If you could make a cute pose, I'd be super happy. Do that thing, you know, that thing Megumi-tan does in Miko Miko Overdrive. Yeah, that would be awesome. You know Megumi-tan, right? Can you do it for us? I don't know, sorry. What's wrong? If you come to Akaban cosplay, that means you want people to take your picture, right? That's right. Or are you rejecting us because we're losers? No. It's just, this isn't cosplay. To be honest, the Miko garb fascinates me. Because Mikos are sacred, chosen to serve the gods. I know college girls are doing it for money these days, but as far as I'm concerned, that's sacrilege. As is demanding the photograph a sacred Miko. I couldn't let it pass. Yo with the cameras. Eh? Who are you? Who am I? I am the great Juan Kyoma, bearer of the mightiest brain since Einstein himself. The insane mad scientist who will bring chaos to the world. What's with this guy? He's nuts. Stop right there. This Miko clearly does not want your attention. Get out of here, Chunibyo. You're trying to be cool and save a girl for smecks in return? You're just another pervert. Look in the mirror when you say that. You're the ones harassing this frail girl, forcing her to take perverted pictures. Have you no otaku pride? I'm a cameraman who frightens a sacred Miko is no cameraman at all. He's nothing but low-life scum, unfit to walk the holy streets of Akaba. What? Everyone's aiming for low-angle shots of cute 3D girls. Amateur cosplayers should take what they get. When you cosplay in Akaba, you're asking to get photographed. That's how it works. No, I'm a guy. Instantly, our jaws drop to the ground. So, there's no point in photographing me, Lukako murmurs sadly. Really? No way! Someone this cute can't be a guy. I am a guy. I even have an Adam's apple. Lukako lifts his chin a bit, exposing his pale neck. That gesture was really sexy, but there was indeed a lump on his neck. Then, you've got one down there too? Lukako nodded reluctantly. He was already crying by that point. So were the cameramen. What the hell? This is fraud! What kind of guy wears Miko robes? He's some kind of pervert. Thank God I didn't take a picture. I feel tricked. They left the place, mumbling complaints all the while. Those bastards were a disgrace to otaku everywhere. Daru would have said something like, "Someone this cute can't be a girl." So you're a trap? Awesome! Daru is the true otaku. Thank you very much. No, it's nothing. But you're disappointed that you saved a guy, aren't you? I'm sorry. I can't live up to your expectations. What's your name? Huh? Hiroshibara Luka. Why are you apologizing? I mean, I look like this, but I am a guy. It matters not. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. We need to work on that inferiority complex of yours. Come with me. I shall bestow upon you a mighty gift. An item that will give you courage. I'm sure you, too, have noticed the true power that sleeps inside of you. Huh? What's wrong? You desire power, don't you? Power? Indeed, I can grant you power. All you need is the will, the desire, the hunger. Never again will you fear a camera lens. After that, we went to Blade Works, and you bought me some Idare? I didn't expect that. Oh, well, I didn't expect he'd actually come with me. But when he did, I realized that he had potential. That's why I bought him the 980 yen, tax-included, demon sword. Afterwards, Lukako and I went through intense training to develop the Seishinzanma School of Swordsmanship. In retrospect, I can't believe I said all that ridiculous stuff. It makes me want to crawl in a hole and hide. I was really surprised when you said it didn't matter, but at the same time, it really made me happy. It's strange, huh? Those words really moved me. Lukako's cheeks then turned rosy pink. Her blush is too powerful. I have to look away. Ever since you said those words, I liked you. Wait a second. Wait a goddamn second! Is she saying what she thinks? What I think she's saying? But that Lukako is a guy. Does that mean I made the guy Lukako fall in love with me? My mind goes blank. Oh God. By the time I drop her off back at the shrine, I am worn out physically and mentally. We end up walking for 4 hours straight, which was tiring, but my mental exhaustion is greater. In the end, we didn't talk much. We just walked. Today was really fun. Really? She's just saying that out of consideration. I can tell that she's forcing her smile. All through the date, I couldn't stop thinking about the time Lukako fell in love with me, so I barely made the conversation at all. That manual was completely useless. On this world line, Lukako was a girl from the beginning, so Lukako's memories of when we first met might be inconsistent with mine. But Even with that consideration, Lukako's story still felt out of place. So, Lukako fidgets as she whispers. Well, what is it? Well, tomorrow. Eh? She wants to go on a date again tomorrow? I mean, we are a couple. And we are going out. And that means we like each other. And it's summer break right now. So it's natural to go on a date every day. I want to be with Okabe-san again. Tomorrow. Thanks. Is that okay? Of course it is. Yes, of course. Thank goodness. Lukako smiles again. She looks so happy and relieved. Seeing her like this makes incomprehensible feelings well up inside me. Well, see you tomorrow. I feel a huge weight on my shoulders. Another date tomorrow. Da-da-da. Welcome back, Rin. Die, you filthy normal. When I return to the lab, I am greeted by Mayoshi's smile and Daru's pure hatred. Since when does a Chinibu, a patient like you, rate a girlfriend? It's not right, man. How'd your date with Luka-chan go? Well, stage clear. Somehow. Probably. Probably not, actually. Kamima's the day after tomorrow, you know. What if you and Luka-chan go as a cosplay couple? Maybe you can persuade her to go, now that you are her boyfriend. She never says yes to me, and I've asked her so many times too. But if Okuren asks her, then I'm sure she'll say okay. I refuse. Why? Because Komima is on the 15th. Mayuri is fated to die that night. How am I supposed to spend the hours before her death cosplaying at Komima? To be honest, I don't get this dating thing. Gah. Okuren, you idiot. Those words are an insult to virgins the world over. Apologize. Apologize to the virgins. Just think about it. All you do is walk, eat, and go home. And the whole time, you have to worry about what your partner's thinking. What's fun about that? Don't say that, Okuren. You'll make Luka-chan sad. Mayuri's expression is uncharacteristically serious. You know, just being with the person she likes is enough to make a girl happy. That's all she really needs. Doesn't being together make boys happy too? If not, that makes Mayuri sad. Why would that make Mayuri sad? Okuren's the minority. I mean, dates are a great opportunity for H scenes. You're an idiot. Come on, holding hands and stuff's pretty H, isn't it? And when you're arm in arm with, and her boob hits your elbow, that's like super mega H. And then, at the end of the date, you kiss, right? Damn you. Death to normals. You play too much Eroge. Hey. When did Luka-chan fall for Okuren? When? Well, I was really surprised when you said it didn't matter, but at the same time, it made me really happy. Really, it made me happy. Ever since you said those words, I've liked you. I think back on what she said. Something still feels off about her story. I said that Luka's gender didn't matter. I remember that clearly. But didn't I say that because Lukako was a guy? Right. That doesn't make sense. Now I know what feels out of place. I wouldn't have said that to a female Lukako, so why does this Lukako remember what I said back then? I recall what happened with Ferris. I remember, Nya. The wish Ferris made. was to save Papa, who died 10 years ago now. Varys regained her memories from before she sent the D-mail. Could Lukoko too have remembered the previous world line, where she was a guy? That would explain everything. However, she remembers that event, and she said she liked me before it, so did Lukoko like me even when she was a guy? I think I need to check this out. The next morning, I head to the shrine and meet with Lukoko. She's already waiting in the courtyard. When she sees me, she smiles and waves her hand. Too cute. Must resist. Good morning. Morning. Where are we going today? Before that, yes? I make up my mind and throw out the question. Do you have any memories of when you were a guy? Lukoko twitches for a moment. And then, she hangs her head. No, I don't. Really? Lukoko just nods stiffly. I consider a more forceful approach, but the words of that dating manual blaze inside my head. Whatever you do, don't make a girl sad. You might get dumped. If I get dumped, then what will happen to our 4-day agreement? Lukoko might refuse to turn back into a guy. No, Lukoko's not like that. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance, so I'm sure no matter what I say, she'll turn back. Or is it naive of me to think that? Either way, even though I'm doing this to save Mayuri, I can't just trample on Lukoko's pure maidenly heart. Neither one of us speaks. Mutual distrust, suspicion, discomfort. One word could shatter our temporary relationship. Luca is the first to break the suffocating silence. I'm sorry. Let's cancel today's plans. Date. Lukoko bows her head and goes back into the shrine office. I hurt her. I feel guilty, but at the same time relieved. I hate myself for it. Instead of returning to the lab, I stand on the bridge in front of the station and gaze blankly at the stream of people. Varys might be visiting the lab. Varys was at the lab on this day when I first came to this world line. My actions should have influenced Mayuri, so she should have called Varys over to show her the costumes. Right now, I don't want to see anybody. I need to think. But try as I might, no ideas come. No solutions. Lukoko agreed to go back to being a guy if I went out with her for a time. I've stayed faithful to that, so... Faithful? How? I just made a huge mistake back there. I've done nothing but make Lukoko sad. Tomorrow is the 15th, the day Kamima opens, the day Mayuri dies. At the very least, I need to make our relationship last until that evening. Tomorrow is the end. But I'm not confident I can show Lukoko a fun time. Alright, so instead of fussing over a date, I'll just try something that won't make Lukoko sad. The next morning, after Mayuri and Daru have left for Araka, I head to the shrine to pick up Lukoko. We hop the train at Akipa Station. When she looks askance to me, I tell her we're going to see Mayuri. Today, it won't just be the two of us. I don't know what to say when we're alone. I'm afraid I'll just hurt her again. It's time to try something different. When we get off the train at Tokyo Big Sight, Lukoko stares in wonder at the scene spread before her. People. People? People. People as far as the eye can see. Welcome to Kamima, the Otaku Festival. It's the first day, so Big Sight's more crowded than usual. This is my plan. To take Lukoko to Kamima. I'm not making her cosplay, of course. Lukuko wouldn't even do that at Mayuri's request. And I don't want to force her to do anything she doesn't want to do. We're just here to look and have fun. The first order of business is to hook up with Mayuri and Daru. Those two live and breathe Kamima, so I'm sure they'll have a lot to talk about. Conversation will flow, and I'll be off the hook. How wonderful to have friends you can count on. Of course, bringing a date to Kamima is a surefire way to earn myself the hatred of otaku everywhere, but no matter, I'll endure their contempt if that's what it takes to make Lukuko happy. So resolved, I strive out through the crowd towards our designated rendezvous point. Lukuko, clearly overwhelmed by the sheer number of people, struggles to follow behind. Totoro, Okurin, Luka-chan! Near the edge of the parking lot, I see the petite Mayuri wave her hands high. There aren't as many people here. Welcome to Kamima, Luka-chan. Yeah. It's my first time coming here, but it's amazing. Take it easy. Where's Daru? Daru-kun's in line for promo goods. He couldn't come. He said maybe he'll join us later if he survives the battle. Damn, that means he won't join up with us for at least another hour. Couldn't he forego the battle just this once? Lukuko's eyes dart from place to place. She's clearly uncomfortable in the chaotic atmosphere. There's still some awkwardness between us after what happened yesterday. Even on the train ride, we barely spoke to each other. What's the point of being a couple if it turns out like this? It was easier to talk when we weren't supposed to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Lukuko seemed to enjoy herself more too. Was it a mistake to bring her to Kamima? Well, Lukuko didn't refuse, even when I told her we were going to Kamima. She just nodded obediently. Mayushi will show you around, okay? There's lots of people, so we gotta be careful. First, we'll go to the cosplay area, and then we'll go inside. Mayuri's more cheerful than usual. She must be happy to have us here. Hey, is there anything you guys want to see? Lukuko, is there anything you want to see? No. Lukuko shakes her head. It'll be my first time, so if Okabe-san wants to see something, I'll go see it. I'm not particularly interested in anything. Lukuko looks unhappy. Crap. I shouldn't have answered like that. Hey, Luka-chan. If you come to the cosplay area, I'm sure you'll change your mind about cosplaying. Mary talks happily to Lukuko. I'm glad I chose to rely on this ditz who can't read the mood. It's not embarrassing at all, see? Because everyone's having fun. Kare-chan and Fubuki-chan are there wearing Mayushi's costumes. I'll introduce you, okay? You should come tomorrow too. I'll bring costumes for you and we can cosplay together. I think Okurin would be perfect for Zero-sum from Koja's. Your cosplay of Okurin does it with you, right, Luka-chan? You will, won't you? Mayushi thinks it's a great idea. Not a chance. Sorry. No way. Mayuri slumps her shoulders in disappointment. In the end, Lukuko and I got fed up with the amount of people and left Ariake early. We took the direct shuttle bus to Akiba that only runs during Kamima, but it was so cramped inside, I thought I was going to die. By the time we get back to Akiba, Lukuko and I are exhausted. My feet feel like blocks of lead, and I don't have the energy to even attempt conversation. The two of us schlep back to the shrine without speaking a word, like Spanish monks under a vow of silence. Lokoko doesn't raise a single complaint. But taking her to Kamimo was obviously a mistake. Lokoko's expression has been stiff ever since we met up with Mayuri. Maybe she's still traumatized by otaku. The first time I met Lokoko, she was being harassed by otaku. Maybe they left a bad impression. We don't talk. We spent most of the day shoulder to shoulder with strangers. I can probably count on my fingers the words I said directly to Lokoko today. When we arrive at the shrine, our time as a couple will end. So this is our last chance to talk as boyfriend and girlfriend. But I'm confused. What should I talk about? I tried thinking about things we have in common. The demon sword, Samadari, the Saishin Sanma school of swordsmanship. But Karisu said to avoid Chuni. Sometimes I feel like it just rolls off. I don't know. Chunibyo topics. Sure, let's go with that. And the dating manual concurred. What else is there? It finally draws on me. There's nothing else. Lokoko and I share. Silence dominates the shrine. Silence should be calming, but it's not. I'll safely escort Lokoko home. Mayuri's death is just 3 hours away. The temporary relationship between me and Lokoko ends here. Now I just need Lokoko to give me her mother's pager number. However, is it really okay to let it end like this? In the end, what have I done for Lokoko? I haven't done squat, have I? All I've done is hurt her. Suddenly, Lokoko starts sobbing. She covers her mouth with both hands, but I can't stop the tears pouring from her eyes. Lokoko? When I approach her, Lokoko pulls back. Lokoko wipes the corners of her eyes, but the tears keep flowing, forming a glistening line down each cheek. I'm speechless. I have no idea what to do. A girl is crying before my eyes. It's my duty as a man to comfort her. I know that, and yet no words come. I just stand there, like a useless statue. The cause of Lukako's tears is undoubtedly me. I didn't treat her right as my girlfriend, even if it was only a temporary arrangement. And now, it ends with me watching as Lukako cries. Lukako, I'm the one who did this to her. I'm the cause of her grief. And yet, thank you very much. She thanks me and bows her head. Huh? She lifts her head and smiles shyly through her tears. I was really happy that we could be together. That's a lie. I'm glad I fell in love with you. That has to be a lie. To my surprise, Lukako takes my hand in hers. Her hand is very warm and delicate. This is the first time I've touched her since we became a couple, and it will be the last. Lukako places a note in my hand, and then she pulls away. She bows her head again. Bye now. Lukako turns back, then disappears into the shrine office. I look at the note. There's a number written there, probably her mother's pager number. She kept her promise. But I didn't keep mine. I can't let it end like this. I run full speed back to the lab, ignoring Kurisu's calls to stop. I slap on the headgear and leap to the past. Okay, good. I was like, he's going back 3 days, and I was scared. I regain consciousness in front of Akibahara Station. Akihabara Station? Dyslexia knows no bounds. Lukuko is next to me. We're about to board the train for Kamima. Lukuko looks a little anxious, but she doesn't raise a single complaint. The shuttle bus pulls up. The huge line of people begins to move. I can't go to Kamima like this. Shaking off my time leap induced vertigo, I take Lukuko by the hand. Come on. Once we get out of the line, I let go of Lukuko's hand and start walking. Okabe-san? The bus is here. We're not going to Kamima. Eh? This time, we're doing things my way. Okabe-san, where are we going? Okabe-san? I keep walking with Lukuko's hand in mine, ignoring everything else. Lukuko looks bewildered at first, but eventually she says no more and just starts following me with a sad expression. We arrive at Yanabayashi Shrine, a place devoid of visitors, where an aura of peace and dignity dominates, where the cries of cicadas resound. Lukuko's home. Finally, I turn to face Lukuko. Instead of letting go, I grasp her warm hand even tighter than before. Perhaps it's the heat, or perhaps it's our nervousness, but our hands are damp with sweat. But still, I don't let go. Lukuko is hanging her head. She might cry at any moment. This means our relationship is over, doesn't it? Her lips tremble. Her voice trembles. I summon my resolve and answer her with a laugh. What are you talking about? Huh? Our couple phase isn't over yet. I strike a pose and mimic a line from a popular card battling anime. Until I witnessed Mayuri's death, this is how I acted all the time. Now it takes some effort, but I still have it in me. But... Weren't you listening? This time, we're doing things my way. Now, my disciple, bring forth the demon sword, Samadari. The wind blows. The trees growing over the main building rustles its leaves in response. Lukuko looks at me blankly. Tears form in the corners of her eyes. What? Isn't it obvious? It's time to continue your training in the Saishinzan School of Swordsmanship. My training? Have you already forgotten what I taught you? No, but Okarin, it's Kyoma. Eh? Have you forgotten my true name, Lukuko? I am the insane mad scientist, Toin Kyoma. Swallowing my embarrassment, I strike another pose. I was so caught up in the question of your gender that I lost sight of our true relationship. But now I finally realized the truth. Our relationship was decided from the very beginning. Decided? How? I may be a man and you may be a woman, but our temporary relationship as a couple... I take a deep breath. I gently comb my fingers through Lukuko's hair. I twist my lips into a grin. Matters not. I am I. Lukuko is Lukuko. Ferris is Ferris. Lukuko is my disciple. As I gently stroke her hair, Lukuko puts her warm hand on top of mine. The tears collected in the corners of her eyes suddenly fall. Yes. Of course, Okabe. Kyoma-san. It's my master. Well said. Now, Lukuko, bring forth Samadare. At once. Just a moment. I'll be right back. Please stay here, okay? I'm not going anywhere. Sorry. Lokako reluctantly lets go of my hand. Slyly turns away from me and heads to the shrine office. We spend 4 hours training, just like we used to. Practice swings with the demon sword. Stories of the sword's history. Lectures on the intricacies of Seishin's swordsmanship. All fabricated for my Chunibuyu delusions. I talk. Lukako, dressed now in her Miko robes, listens with rapt attention. Occasionally, we take a break, sit on the shrine stairway, and eat the sweet rice balls Lukako's mother brings us. And that's how we spend an extraordinarily ordinary 4 hours. Alright, that is it for today. Lukako lowers her stance and slowly sheaths the demon sword Samedari. She looks so beautiful and majestic standing there in flowing white robes, sword shining in her hands. I find myself mesmerized once again. Lukako bows, snapping me out of it. Thank you. I think I got a little stronger. No need for humility. Today, you're mastered one of the Seishin's style secrets. Type 32 Cherry Bomb. But don't get cocky, for you are still weak. Yes, sir. I want to learn even more from you. The breeze feels nice after the sweat we worked up. We savored our comfortable fatigue as we drink the barley tea Lukako's mother brought for us. I feel like it's been a long time since you last taught me Kiyoma-san. For the past few days, my mind has been under the dread influence of the foul cremor known as the manual. But I've fully recovered. Do not worry. Thank goodness. You're back to your old self. Lukako answers happily. And then her expression turns serious, as if she's made up her mind about something. Yesterday, you asked me if I had any memories from when I was a guy. Oh, yeah. Lukako looks away. I see her hands fidgeting in her lap. Finally, with trembling lips, she speaks. I do remember. No surprise. I expected she'd remember after what I experienced with Ferris. I remember, or actually, how should I say it? It's a very transient feeling. Transient. I can't clearly remember it, but at the bottom of my sea of memories, well, in my head, Then Lukako starts pawing at the air above and to the right of her head. It feels like it's around here somewhere. I don't really get it. Anyway, you remember? Lukako nods. I'm sorry I lied yesterday. Don't worry about it. You should be proud to have fooled the great Toin Kyoma. So, because I remembered, I knew Mom's pager number without having to ask. She takes out a piece of paper, upon which is written the number. I was going to give you this no matter how things turned out today. Wow, my voices were just fucked. Excuse me. I'm going to repeat that one. I was going to give you this no matter how things turned out today. And one more thing. One more thing. I don't know if it's related to my memories, but it's about that old computer. Oh! Now that I didn't expect. The IBM 5100? Yes, I think so. True, Lukako did seem like she knew something about the IBM 5100. Plus, Luca's dad confirmed that it was here at the shrine. And then one day, it suddenly disappeared. Does Lukako know where it is now? If that's true, Lukako, then you might not have to turn back into a guy. But Lukako faintly shakes her head. I don't think it's that easy. But why not? Lukako grips my hand. Please come with me. I'll show you. She looks into my eyes. Lukako is no longer crying. In the fading sunlight, her eyes shine with firm resolve. She brings me to Daibiryu. I look up at the huge towering building. The IBM 5100 is here? Not there. Lukako's faces away from Daibiryu and points to a coin locker tucked in a narrow alley. It happened last year, just before New Year's. Lukako walks up to the coin locker as she talks. The computer was at our shrine until then. Until New Year's. That's a contradiction. It was only 2 weeks ago that I found the IBM 5100 at the Ayabayashi shrine. Which means I really haven't returned to the normal world line. It's all my fault. I was helping out at the shrine, sweeping the storeroom when I broke it by accident. You broke it? Lukako nods. But I thought Dad would get mad at me if he found out, so I brought it here and hid it in the coin locker. It must have been tough bringing it all the way out here. That thing weighs a ton. I used a pushcart from home. It broke too. Even so, it must have been hard to get it here with just a pushcart. Maybe she was running on adrenaline? When I heard Kyono-san was searching for it, I was really surprised. I know I should have told you the truth, but I thought you'd hate me for it, and I couldn't say anything. Nonsense. I wouldn't hate you for that. No matter what, you're still my disciple. I know. Lukako takes the locker key out of her pocket. It's already been more than half a year, so the management probably took it away. Half a year. I guess it's hopeless then. This locker charges 200 yen per day. Normally, if a coin locker goes unpaid for more than a few days, the management retrieves the contents. And if the owner doesn't claim it within a month, it's usually thrown away. Meaning the IBM 5100 is already. Lukako goes to a large locker at the end of the row, inserts the key, and tries the lock. Huh? It's not locked. I guess that settles it. Sure enough, Lukako opens the door to reveal an empty locker. I am sorry. Either way, it doesn't matter. There's no point in retrieving a broken IBM 5100. But I don't tell her that. It's not your fault. I'm the one who messed with the timeline. Everything that happened is my fault. Kyono-san, that's why I must bear the burden. Mayari's pain, Soso's pain, Vader's pain, and now Lukako's pain. Something occurs to me. What if I send an email telling Lukako not to sweep the storehouse? How would that change the world line? Would the IBM 5100 stay at the Yanabayashi shrine, ready for me to retrieve in August as planned? Part of me wants to try sending that email. If it works, Lukako could stay a girl. No. I mustn't give in to the temptation. My goal is to restore the world line, not warp it further. Fix the past to save Mayuri. That is my mission. There's something strange about my memories. Strange how? Inside my mind, There are two memories that old computer mixed together. The first is the memory of me breaking it. The other has no memory of it at all. The male me didn't break the computer. He swept the main shrine instead of the storehouse. So Lukaga swept the storehouse because she became a girl? Because she swept the storehouse, she broke the IBN 5100 and deposited it into this coin locker. As a result, the IBN 5100 will never reach me. Is this the butterfly effect? So there's no choice. I have to go back to being a guy. There's no longer any doubt in her eyes. There's no choice. She knows it as well as I. We return empty-handed to Yanabayashi Shrine, which is dyed scarlet by the setting sun. Lukako lets go of my hand after we arrive. We spent the whole walk hand in hand. And she turns to me. So, this is goodbye. Yeah. I'm really happy that I could train with you again. She smiles shyly again, but her cheeks are dyed pink. I can tell she's desperately holding back her tears. But those tears hold a different meaning than the ones I saw before I time leaped. At least, I'd like to think so. I didn't really do anything boyfriend-like for you, did I? That doesn't matter. Yeah, you're right. I'm sincerely relieved. Because Lukako smiled for me. Please, save Mayuri-chan. Mayuri-chan is really important to me. Lukako. Please go already. If you don't, I might cry. So, please. Thank you for everything. This is when I use that phrase, right? El Sai Kongali. It's Kongaru. I find myself smiling. Lukako forces a smile too. El Sai Kongaru. She bows deeply. She doesn't raise her head. A sign for me to go already. I turn back to the archway at the shrine's entrance. My feet are heavy. They won't advance. I stop in front of the stairs. Then I take out my phone. Okabe? Mayuri called. She was mad. You stood her up on your promise to go to Kamema. Christina, I need you to enter a number into the phone wave. Name subject to change. What? Explain yourself. Please, just do it. I am sending an email. I hear a sigh on the other end of the phone. The number is... I tell her Lukako's mother's pager number, with another string of numbers attached. *2, *2, 929 831 831 2929 831 831 2929. And if I look at it just right, I'm trying to sense the loop. I knew the *2 was probably indicating that it's a pager it's being sent to, but I recognize there's a loop for sure. And if I look at it just right, 2929 is the end and the beginning. 831, 831 does repeat at the beginning and end. 831 happens once again, 831 happens once again. 2929 happens 3 times with 831, 831. So it's like to reduce it, it's I feel like I gotta gotta work on the whiteboard on this one. I don't know, just my number brain is like, this is important, so I'm just gonna say like 29 squared? No. Okay, so like multiplied by 2. Okay, so that's, 2929, that's 29 twice. And then 831, 831, so plus 2 times 831. Okay, and then it's 29 again, so I feel like I can square that, but I actually should cube that because it happens 3 times. And this only happens twice, so and yeah, of course, I mean, my brain is seeing patterns and trying to add them together, and I don't think it actually matters, considering this is a game and completely unrelated, but nonetheless, if I were to multiply 2 times 29, and then, yeah, funny how that works. I don't know how Windows calculator works, but just imagine that matters, I guess, even if it's just in my brain, because it's just like the sequencing of it is a mixture of music and math. Meat, veg, meat, veg. When she sees this, Luka's mother will probably think it's a prank. And then she'll assume the D-mail we sent earlier was also a prank. If that still doesn't change the world line, we can just try something else. Pagers in 1992 didn't display the sender's number. Luka's mother won't know who sent it. I already told Carissa the timer setting. Everything's ready. I hang up once I confirm that the 42-inch CRT is on. Now I just need to call the phone wave, name subject to change. Then the world line will change. Luka will turn back into a guy. Her memories will disappear. Mayuri won't die today. However, I hesitate to open my address book. My thoughts turn to Lukaku, who is probably still watching me from behind. If I turn around, what will I see on her face? I want to check, but I don't think she'd want that. Lukaku finally smiled for me today, but I still have lingering reservations inside. This time, I'm about to sacrifice Lukaku's memories, the memories of the 17 years she lived as a girl on this world line, the memories of her parents who rejoiced when their daughter was born. I'm about to erase all that. But if I don't, I will be rejecting the 17 years Lukaku lived as a guy. Or I'll be rejecting the memories of his parents who rejoiced when their son was born. Even so, is it okay to turn Lukaku back into a guy? I'm lost and cannot take another step. I've sacrificed the memories of 2 friends already. The sight of their tears is burning it. Burned into my mind. Something soft presses against my back. Lukaku has embraced me from behind. I hear faint sobbing. What expression is she making now? Even without looking, I can tell. I really don't want to change back. Her words are like needles stabbing into my heart. Because if I change back into a guy, I'll have to hide my feelings for you. It would be wrong for me to love you if I am a guy. I have nothing against homosexuals, but unfortunately, I am heterosexual. I won't be able to answer Lukako's feelings if he is a guy. My memories of today will vanish too, won't they? Won't they? That we held hands and walked together? That we trained together after such a long time? That I'm touching Okabe-san's body right now? I don't want to forget. I don't. Because I love you. I love you, Okabe-san. I want to save Mayuri-chan's too. And I understand there's no other way, but it still hurts. At the very least, I want to keep my memories of today. If I'd known it would hurt this much, then I never would have wished to become a girl in the first place. Lukako. I'm sorry. I know that doesn't matter to you, right? Even as a guy, you're still Lukako to me. That won't change. Yes, it makes me happy to hear you say that. Okabe-san, please send the email. Please, send it quick. If you let me feel your warmth any longer, I might say even worse things. Can't hold back my feelings anymore. Lukako, is this really okay? Okabe-san, please. I'm about to sacrifice someone again. Is it my place to make that decision? My fingers tremble around my phone. But Lukako embraces those trembling fingers with her own. Will you remember me? Yes. Phone trigger! That being said, I have no concurrent viewers. And I don't think I would cut it off at this point, but I don't know how much longer it'll give me the phone trigger instead of doing it for me. With just one call to the phone wave name subject to change, I can send a message to Lukako's mother's pager. Still no viewers from the Aether. I'll give one more chance. Will you remember me as a girl? Still nothing. Gotta do what you gotta do. Lukako places her finger on top of mine, on top of the send button. Thank you, Okabe-san. Thank you. Farewell, my love. That's it for the fractal androgynousness. And yeah, that's... Oh wow, I gotta go back. No, it's okay. I'll just hopefully remember the warmth of Lukako's hand slips away as the vertigo hits me. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. Yeah. That's it for chapters 9, 8. That's it for chapter 8. Anyways, thanks for being here, everybody. I may not love you like Okabe loves Lukako, but have a great day anyways. I do love you. Bye-bye.